So you woman has been putting a lot of weight recently and you don't know what to do about it. Let me tell you about the only reliable way you can fix the situation once for all. So you have to understand that men and women are different. Women get with men hoping they will achieve their potential, when men get with women hoping they won't change. Women will want the men to work really hard, exploit their potential, and become a great leader. On the other side, men will want a woman to stay fit, feminine, and friendly. But unfortunately, this changes over time due to different factors. Let's jump into it. 1. Are your expectations in line with what you are? So it's great to want to have a woman that is fit and in great shape. However, what are you about? Are you an average man or are you a man on purpose and working really hard? Are you a man on your journey to improve every single day? That's an important point because you have to realize that 80% of women in the US are either obese or overweight. Similarly, for men, it's about 80%. Are you in the average? Are you obese and overweight? That's the first part. Because if you're an average man, you're going to have an average woman. That's just logical. If you expect a woman to be in the top 20% in fitness, you have to be a top 20% man. How much money are you making? What type of person you are? What type of character have you developed? These are all the questions you have to ask yourself before judging your partner. Because everything starts with you. You have to take responsibility for where you are today. If your woman is putting on weight because maybe she doesn't necessarily value where you are today. Maybe she expected you to be a great leader. Maybe she expected you to even be a great professional. But you have failed your career. You have failed to make money. You have failed your project. But not only you have failed, but you have stopped trying. This is very important to keep your ambitions up and running. So if you want a woman that is fit, you have to make sure that yourself, you are fulfilling your potential. That's the first point. Secondly, what type of shape are you? You want your woman to be in great shape. You want her to lose weight, and that's understandable. However, are you fit? Are you working out on a regular basis? Are you watching what you're eating? That's important. Because if yourself you're requiring your woman to be in great shape, but on your side you're not making the effort to be in great shape, to watch what you eat, is that really fair? Because if you want her to be in the top 20% of fitness, on your side you have to be a top 20% man in terms of your fitness. Maybe you're making money, maybe you're not looking after your health as you should be doing. The other part is that you want to make sure that you're fulfilling your potential in terms of your earning abilities. If you're a man earning average salary and you're actually a man that is not necessarily motivated and you don't really want to achieve much more in life and you're content in the way you are at the moment, maybe you're just an average man. If you are an average man, you're just entitled to an average woman. That's the reality of the matter. If you're an average earner, you're not that ambitious, you don't necessarily have so many projects, you prefer to watch Netflix, you prefer to watch football game or basketball games. If you're just happy to just relax and chill when you get home, then that's fine. But why are you asking your woman to be in the top 20%? That's normal that she's going to be overweight and obese if yourself you're an average man. You have to realize that you have to keep your expectations in line with who you are. Are you a man on this journey to become the best version of himself, or you're just an average man that is happy to live this way? Now, let's dive into the science. In the book Why We Eat, the author makes the case that we have a weight set point. The weight set point is basically a weight that the body is comfortable in. Through a combination of biological processes, forces the body to stay at the same weight. It's the weight that the body is the most comfortable at. And if you go below it, then the biological defense system will kick in and bring it back to the normal weight. So that's a very important process to understand. So for example, if you're on a diet, you're going to be losing weight. However, the weight that you're losing, you can gain it back quite quickly. So you're going to have this process of what we call the yo-yo effect, where you are losing weight, but then you are gaining weight back. You're losing weight, you are gaining weight back. Unfortunately, this process will increase your weight set point. And gradually, you're going to start putting more and more weight. So it's very important to make sure that you do not just lose weight and gain it back, because every time you're going to do it, you're going to increase your weight set point and it's going to drive you in the downward spiral. It means you're going to keep putting on weight more and more. Similarly, that's the same process that goes in men and women. In the book, so the author links the set point to processed food, carbs, insulin, omega-3, stress, and cortisol level, among other things. His solution is essentially based on a low-carb diet approach at home of cooked food. So if you have the possibility, as much as possible, you want to make sure that you do not consume too many carbs. What I recommend personally, and I'm not a doctor, so it's my personal recommendation, is to have a plate that is split in 4 different parts. Half of it is going to be vegetables. Another quarter will be carbs. Another quarter will be protein. That's a very easy way to split the way you compose your plate. And that's probably a very easy way to maintain your weight as well. Make sure that you do not consume too many processed food. That's really detrimental to you. Too much sugar is really bad. It's even worse than saturated fat. Now, let's look at the potential solutions if you want to fix it short term. So you can go to the gym with her. So if your wife is interested in losing weight, you want her to be in better shape, you can just suggest, okay, babe, let's go to the gym together. In this way, you're motivating her to step out of her comfort zone and go to the gym. Go to the gym with her. Maybe she doesn't necessarily feel that comfortable going to the gym on her own, especially if she's not in a great physical shape. But the fact that you're willing to go with her, make the effort for you to go together as a couple, has multiple benefits. The first one is that you're supporting her mentally to go to the gym together. Secondly, you're increasing her confidence when she's in the gym. And thirdly, it's all about bonding together. As you're bonding, you're going to be closer to each other. Hopefully, she will make sure that she's in the best shape for you. It's a give and take process. Secondly, what you can do, you can get her a personal trainer. Someone that's going to come with her and work out with the different machines and making sure that she has a plan to work out in the gym. Personal trainers is very good for motivation, but the motivation has to come from within. It has to come from us. And if your wife is not motivated and she doesn't really want to do it, personal trainer will be just a plaster on the big wound. Secondly, what you can get her is a dietitian. Someone that's going to recommend the best way for her to eat, recommend what type of food she should eat. And the good thing about dietitians is that they will come and compose menu for her. So if she follows and she's really good at following advice, then that could be a great win, a quick win for you. It could be also a great win for her to learn how the body works. So not only the dietitians are going to give her the advice and probably some meal recommendation, but also they are going to explain how the body works. And that's the most important aspect of it. If she can understand how the body works and how to improve her fitness, how to improve the way she looks, then at some point she will not need the dietitians anymore and she will be able to do it on her own. The best solution I have for you women putting on weight is for you to realize your potential. You have to become the best version of yourself. You have to work really hard to improve on the way that you look physically. You have to work really hard on the way you're making money. By doing this and by becoming the best version you can be, you're going to inspire to also improve. It's all about fulfilling your potential. I'm always talking about the fact that women have to stay the way they are and men have to become. Men have to become because they have to become what the woman had in their mind when she met the guy. Women are investing on the man's potential. If you're not fulfilling your potential, you are actually being lazy. That's going to be a turn-off for you women. However, if you're constantly working really hard, improving, you're in great physical shape, that's going to inspire you to become better. And also, if you let yourself down for a bit and your woman has put on weight, Maybe it's the time for you to go back to the gym and work out. Maybe it's the time for you to watch what you eat and be careful about the type of way you're composing your plate. As I said earlier, you can compose your plate in the half quarter of vegetable, carb, and protein. That's a very easy way to do it, and it's very efficient. Also, by working out and improving your fitness, her friends are going to notice it. So her friends are going to be telling her, your man is in great shape. What's going on? And this is going to tell her that she's with someone of value. She's with someone that is a rare type of man. And she has to make sure that she's safeguarding this relationship. Because at the end of the day, like everything in life, it's a competition. You have competed to be in a relationship, but that's not the end of the road. You have to compete to keep the relationship healthy as well. And people are being lazy, and this is why you have so many divorces, unfortunately, and separation if you're in a long-term relationship. Best way to do it is to inspire by becoming better. You have to be very crystal clear about your expectation, why you got together in the first place, and your expectation in terms of her physique, and the type of body she should have. It's all about being honest, because at the end of the day, it's all about clear expectations. You have to explain that long-term relationship is a commitment on both sides. Maybe it's a commitment on your side to be able to provide and protect for your family, but it's also a commitment on her side to stay fit, stay in good health, so you can preserve your future together. It's never a one-sided commitment. It's always two sides. Marriage or long-term relationship is always composed of rights and responsibilities. If she wants to be in a long-term relationship with you, you have to be very clear and honest about that it's not acceptable for her to put on weight. You will be here to support her and provide all the tools necessary to overcome this challenge. But at the same time, she has to understand that this is not acceptable. That's the important part about providing expectations. Men and women's expectations are different. Men expectations tend to be fixed. For example, you have to keep working, keep providing. If someone comes and assaults you, then you have to keep protecting your woman. You have to keep protecting your family as well. But women's expectations sometimes are variable. For example, her to stay in good shape, her to take care of the family, her to take care of the house, for example, or even her to work are always variable. They are not fixed expectations. The fact that her health and her fitness is a mandatory component has to be highlighted as soon as possible. You also have to understand that there are some periods in life where a woman is going to put on weight, and that's normal. So, for example, if she's pregnant, she's going to be putting on weight, and she might take some time after the pregnancy to lose the weight. Breastfeeding is helping a lot if she wants to lose weight after delivering the baby. There are periods like this where around pregnancies, for example, you have to increase your tolerance level, because at the end of the day, it's not an easy period, neither for her or for you, but it's even harder for her on her body. Similarly, around menopause, women will tend to put on weight. At this point, you might have to have a conversation and provide all the tools that you can to her to support her during this period that is a little bit difficult. However, I'm not using this as an excuse. It's not acceptable to dwell in the situation. If she's pregnant, you had a baby together, but she's not putting her life together, she's not putting back her fitness together, then that's a red flag, and that's not acceptable. Similarly, around menopause. So it's okay to put on weight from time to time during your life, but it's not okay to dwell in the situation. So all of that should lead you to understand that one of the most important aspects is the vetting of your woman. If she's getting in bad shape, it's very likely that the vetting process has not been done properly. When you're choosing your woman, you have to understand that she needs to already have good habits. It's not about because she's with you that she's starting to have better habits. She already needs to have good habits in terms of her fitness and her diet. For example, if you met the woman, but she's not working out, she's not running, she's not doing any type of activity, that's already a red flag. Similarly, if she doesn't really look after what she eats, she goes everywhere and she eats everything, but thankfully she's still in good shape, that's also a red flag. Why? Because there's so much time the body will accept such treatment. At certain point, in life, your body is going to say stop. Stop. Why? Because it cannot take any more of the bad food. It cannot take any more of the unhealthy habits and the lack of fitness. At this point, she's going to start putting on weight. If she values you, she will value your opinion. She will value the fact that you want her to be in her best shape. And as a result, she will do everything by starting watching what she eats and going to the gym and exercising on a regular basis. At the end of the day, if you're a high value man, you should not tolerate a woman that does not reciprocate your respect. If you're working really hard for your family, you're trying really hard to be in your best shape and she's not doing it, that's a big red flag. If that's the case, you need to have clear and honest conversation with her that this is not acceptable. And you have to be very clear about it. And if this persists, then it's up to you to make the decision required for your relationship and your future. Question of the day. What are the 4 qualities to become a dangerous man?